So I was saying out loud in my room, almost the whole world celebrates Christmas and knows Christmas and knows the story of Christmas and embraces the story of Christmas and celebrates the story of Christmas. How do you get the world to embrace and celebrate the story of world peace? And embrace the story of world peace. And then what happens when you get the whole world to celebrate the story of world peace and embrace the story of world peace? What can ensue? What could happen or potentially happen? So, how do you get the world to embrace the story of world peace, like the story of Saint Nick or the story of Christmas, and celebrate world peace the way we celebrate Christmas, and potentially, celebrate world peace every day? Because if we could find a way to get everyone to embrace the story of world peace as we do, like Christmas, we could get every person thinking about world peace. And if everyone's thinking about world peace, 8 billion people, and may be more likely to eventually obtain world peace. Because, like I said, I mean, how many people out of the 8 billion people ever ponder world peace? How often do people think about it? We hear about it, we see it, but how often out of 8 billion people do they take time to explore it, think about it, ponder it? What could they do to potentially aid in obtaining or helping to aid in obtaining world peace? Um, how many people often think about how we could resolve conflicts between nations more effectively, as opposed to blowing up children, mothers, fathers, killing mothers, fathers, and children to resolve a conflict that these innocent children, mothers, fathers, families, know little about or understand or have no say in. And then we kill them to resolve a conflict. Like I've said before numerous times, it's a very odd way to resolve conflict. We were some countries and some of us around the world actually resolve conflict. We resolve conflict in some situations by blowing up innocent mothers, children, fathers, families, to resolve a conflict between leaders that these families, mothers, fathers may know little about and have no say in. And that's how we resolve a conflict. So we should, if people don't realize that's an extremely inappropriate way to resolve conflict, and don't find out that just absolutely don't, if people don't realize that's absolutely an odd way to resolve conflict, uh, and a very unhealthy way to resolve conflict, in a very dangerous way, in a very costly way to resolve conflict, especially when these people are educated men, educated women, um, then maybe we have a problem around the world. Because, just thinking about it, if you just actually ponder what it is sometimes, there's people who have an unresolvable conflict and then they murder children, families, fathers, grandmothers, grandpas, who know little about the conflict, have no say in the conflict, didn't even start the conflict, and they're being murdered. Buildings are being destroyed, businesses are being destroyed, money's being wasted to finance war, money's being wasted to defend against war. Think about all the positive things that could arise if, you know, we were able to achieve world peace. And even, have to cut down spending on defenses just in case, world peace sometimes fails. Because, sometimes things fail. But one step would be, how do we get the story of world peace to be embraced like Saint Nick, but more than Saint Nick? Because, if everyone's thinking world peace, everyone's promoting world peace, 8 billion people are behind world peace, what could ensue? Potentially world peace. Random thought.